so you're just here to find out some information. And would you know what you need to study on IFY business?
Currently, I do know I do need to study English along with some mathematician, or some math, and a few lessons in business.
Yes.
But I think this is the general idea, but I do know that I'm missing a lot.
Yeah. So basically, on all the IFY programs, you study 4 subjects. So you're correct in you need to study English, but it's specifically English for academic purposes. So it's the kind of English that you'll need to study in university. You know, how to write a referencing, essays, making presentations, and all that kind of things. You study mathematics, business, and economics.
Economics.
And you'll sit exams in the 4 of them. So the 3 content subjects, maths, business, and economics, are loosely based on A levels. So they're quite a high level, like, but they really give you good preparation for first year university. You know, like, so you'll be covering a lot of first year material in the foundation.
Yeah.
So you'll find that your first year in university will be a lot easier having studied foundation.
Okay. And at the moment, how will the studying go? Will it be in a classroom or will it be through online lessons because of the COVID-19?
The current plan is to start from September to December, which will be semester 1. So this will be online, and then the live classes would start in January. So that will be semester 2.
In January.
Yeah. Okay. We're following the advice of the government. I don't know how the situation is in Saudi Arabia at the.
It is really strange here. The cases have been going up, kind of constantly, but it is going down in some places, and the government's saying it's all good, so it's all good. Hopefully.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the number of cases is going down here also, and they're starting to release the restrictions. So there's several different phases.
Yes, so in here as well.
Yeah,
they're easing the restrictions.
Yeah. So, but the difficulty in education would be the 2-meter social distancing. So, like, I think while there's some uncertainty, we're going to go with online classes for semester 1, and then we'll have live classes in semester 2.
Yeah, so semester 1 is from September to December 2020, right?
Yes.
And from January until September is second semester?
Second semester. Yeah. Well, it's a little bit longer, you know. So we have different exam blocks. So more than likely it will be January to May or January to June. You know, so
January to May, January to June.
Yeah. So one or other of those. Okay. We have Haifa as well.
Yes, that's right.
So where are you calling from, Haifa?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. Oh, okay. Also, so how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Okay, good.
I just want to ask about the business program. Is it focusing on mathematics and economic, or like what's the subject that we're going to study about?
Okay, so for each of the foundation programs, you have to study 4 subjects. So English and mathematics will be common to all of the foundation programs, and then you also on the business program you also study business studies and economics. So you'll study 4 subjects. And you'll have to, depending on which university you want to go to, you have to get a certain grade in each of your subjects. So
like in order to get accepted to the university that you want, you have to get that score?
So depending on which university. So if you're going for a higher ranking university, they would maybe look for A's and B's in your subjects. But if you get to a D in in the subjects, then you could be placed in one of the partner universities. Maybe not one of the top ranking ones, but one of the other ones. So like the minimum would be to pass the foundation.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much.
No problem. What are you looking to study at undergraduate, Haifa?
I'm looking forward to study in DCU, accounting and finance.
Oh, yeah, that's very, very popular, and it's a very, very good program.
Really?
So, yeah, oh yeah. Like so, DC would be very famous for their business programs, you know, and employers really value like a degree from DCU, you know, because it gives you a lot of
That's
hands-on.
great.
Yeah.
But can I ask you which level do they need for each subject?
For each subject, it's B's and C's, you know, like so. Depending, like so, accounting and finance now, I think it's 2 B's and a C, like, but it changes each year depending on demand, and then in EAP you would need a B. That's if memory serves me right.
That's right. Can I ask you another question?
Sure. Yeah.
If I join the program and at the beginning I want to go to DCU, and afterward I want to change. Is that okay?
Oh yeah,
or
no, sure,
is there any problem about it?
No. Like that's the idea. You know, like people joining foundation are obviously young. You know, you're deciding the rest of your lives. You know, like so.
That's true.
It's not something that we force you to study or to choose very early on. You know, like so you will be using the time between September and March or February, March to be researching your possibilities. What partners can you study with? What courses suit you? You know, like which university would suit you, and then you will have a tutor, and then together you'll talk through which options you have, and then finally you would look to make your final choices around February or March. So you make 3 choices, and then eventually that will become 2 choices. So your first choice and your insurance choice.
Second choice.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Right. Okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Olisa? Olisa?
Hello.
Hello.
I had a question about university is going to start from September to December online, and are we going to do exams online?
Yeah, so the plan is to go online between September and December, which will be your semester 1, and then live classes from January to May or June.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because
and where are you calling from, Olisa?
I am from Albania, and I don't know the situation in here, how it's going to go about for COVID, and
yeah, no, it's a unique situation. You know, it's a very new situation for us. Like we've been joined by one of our current students, Nisa. So she's from Zambia, and she's studying currently on the IFY business. So she started in January in live classes, and then we moved online in March. So thanks for joining us, Nisa. So we have 3 students who are looking to join the business. So 2 are currently studying in Saudi Arabia and 1 in Albania. So thanks for coming. So Nisa, like for these 3 students, like would you have any advice for them about preparing for foundation?
I wanted to ask what type of course they're doing. When you say they're studying, what exactly are they doing? Like high school, or is it A-levels?
I have finished like high school, but I want to ask another question. Like my friend of mine, like she has started the university, and the university in here in Albania is 4 years, and she wants that to come in Ireland. Is this possible? And she wants that the first year is like to be count.
Okay, so she'd like to transfer to a university.
Yeah, here in Ireland. Is this possible for her?
She'd have to discuss this directly with the universities themselves. You know, like what would be the equivalent of first year in Albania, and would this be acceptable to join a university, or would she need to join a foundation? So it's
I
quite
think
I would.
the university of the first year of this university that she has started is general, like in here. I don't know, but
I wouldn't have an answer for that now. Like you probably might be better going to the placement session. So there's a placement. I'll just share the screen. So you probably there's a session at 10:20 in Zoom 3. So this would placement here. So can you see this session here?
yes.
Yeah. So that's probably a better session to go to. This session is more asking about the business program and what you'll study on the IFY business. But this is a question more relating to placement and going directly to the university.
Oh, thank you.
So okay. So what about Gulad and Haifa? So where are you currently studying in high school or?
I have actually finished high school 2 years ago, and I'm looking forward to study university with like the IFC.
Okay, good. Okay, and Gulad?
I finished high school around in 2013, and I had plenty of issues since then in my personal life that made me lose the chance to join college early.
Okay.
So I'm just trying now to start a path to do it.
But that's admirable of you. So like taking a second chance at education.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So Nisa, would you have any advice about what to expect or how to prepare for foundation for these students?
I think what I'd like to say about the foundation course is that it's a well compressed course, and that it's better than like doing A levels, which are 1 year and 6 months. But the foundation course with DIFC is well compressed into like 6 months, which makes it easier for you to like avoid losing out on time. Once you're done with the foundation course, you can straight away get into university, and everything in foundation is it's manageable. It's not too compressed. It's done in such a way that everything will be handled, and I think everyone can do it.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
And is it actually really hard to make it like a really good score, or does it need a lot of work about
Sorry?
it? Does it need a lot of work to get a really good score, or is it
Well, the business course in general has 4 subjects that you take. You take economics, business, math, and EAP. So in different subjects, it's like, well, business studies itself is more bulky, so you have to keep on going back to your work. You can't just keep your work and say, I'll do this at the end of the term, and when I'm about to write my exams, that's when I'll do everything, because it's very bulky, but still manageable if you keep on track from the beginning. And then for the economics, it's less bulky. It's like more, it's better than business, which contains a lot of notes and more calculations than as compared to economics, and you just have to keep on getting back to your books and everything. You can't just say, I'll do everything at the end and all that, but it's manageable.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I say that's probably the key, like little and often, like not leaving everything to late in the course, just.
Yeah, that's true.
Any other questions, guys? No? So, yeah, go ahead.
How does studying and taking exams feel on a general scale? How does it feel? Is it hard, too easy, too nice, too comfy, stuff like that?
I think the teachers at DIFC really make it easy enough for us to understand. They're always willing to explain anything. I think because the intake is really small, you have the attention that you can get from your teachers and everything. So no matter what you're going through, and I think teachers are very understanding. If you just speak to them and tell them what you're going through, they can always help you. They have student services where you can also talk about your problems and everything is sorted. But I don't think it's like, if you know the way you are, you can study your way about. But I can't say if it's hard, it's easy. It depends on different people. So
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
generally, it's a little bit different this year because the final exams were finished. But in maths, economics, and business, the final exams are worth 70%. Whereas, you have a end of semester test, which is 10%, and you have 2 assignments, which are worth 10%. So you do a little bit, during the year, 30%, but you're building towards the end of the course in May or June. So that's when the important exams are. So everybody comes in with a different level. There's different supports. People might be weaker at maths, and then we give extra classes with maths just to bring people up to the required standard, or people may need extra English classes. Then we can give you extra supports that to build towards the end of the program. So, yeah.
Can I ask you, what was it before? Was it different, like the percentage in each? And for example, last year, was it different, the percentage? Like, was it 70 and 30, or was it different?
It's very, very different this year because they obviously started the program with the plan to go to a 70% final exam, but the live exams weren't possible, so they were doing they're doing what is called time controlled assessments. But I think next year it'll be going back to the more regular system of final exams.
Okay.
So I think that this year will be quite a unique experience. So I think we're coming to the end of the business Q&A. So I'd recommend that you go in and try the math class next, and also the business class, just to get a little taster of it. Okay,
yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Nisa. Okay.